Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a gift, a hand-wrapped gift for you. It's not a box, it's not a bag, there's no score lines, and it's just rather lovely, I think. And this has come about because when I went out to America to the Stampin' Up! Leadership recently, I knew that my upline was going to be there, and I always take her a little gift when I see her. She's fantastically inspirational to me, so it's my little way of saying thank you. But I'd been very poorly the 2 days right before going out, and I hadn't actually made anything, and I was literally the day before, I was like, oh, I want to make her something. And my super helper Jacob, my 6-year-old, who is my biggest craft buddy in the house, he said I needed to make something with candles. So we, between us, put together a little gift, and he's all about using staples right now. And we had a version of this, and it was a little bit smaller because I needed to fly it out to America in my suitcase. But I loved how it looked, so I decided to make a bigger version. But obviously, by the fact that it's tea lights going inside, I've got 4 in this one. You could put 2 down, 2 inside it and half the size. You could put more in it, you know, and make it more puffy. But I'm going to show you how to make the biggest size so that you can then make smaller. So this one, using the Something Borrowed Designer Series paper, and it is half a sheet of 12 by 12, so 6 by 12, 15 by 30.5 centimetres. I want this pattern outside, and you just kind of, you don't roll it, but you kind of break the fibres a little bit because it is stiff paper, or thicker paper than perhaps you used to. So I've just got a bit of a roll going on there. And like I say, if you don't do this, that's what happens. It kind of pings. So just I've got flyaway paper. So just, I'm not folding it, but I'm just sort of breaking up the fibres and just trying to manipulate it because there's no score lines in that. It's perfectly smooth. So I'm just kind of getting the shape started. The 4 tea lights are completely loose inside. They are stiff, but they're not. They haven't been stuck down, because the last thing you want to do is open it and have, you know, bits of tape and stuff stuck to the bottom. If you really want to, you can. Okay, fast fuse or sticky strip, because we are not folding, we are bending. So you need a strong adhesive. And I just went completely on a wonky line then, didn't I? So fold that over. Keep these in place with your fingers. It's not essential that, you know, they are rigidly in place. And it is like wrapping a Christmas present. Super simple. She says super simple, that it's not now not folding. There we go. All folded up. Fab, huh? How easy was that? That easy. Okay. Handheld stapler. I love this thing. It's small, it's elegant, and it does what it says on the tin, but it's a handheld one, and you've got a really long reach on it as well. It reaches in that far, much longer than a normal stapler. Okay, we're going to leave the other end open because I'm going to staple everything together. So I've got the new, what's this called, Sahara Sand, what do they called it? Venetian trim? Lace trim. So we'll have a bit of that. There's no science. We're just going to have, where's my fabric scissors? Here they are. A bit of that. We've got the white jute ribbon. Have some of that too. This tends to curl. So you're going to want to get your bone folder, because that has curled itself up. So get your bone folder on it and go the opposite direction, and then it will lie flat then. So we'll have a bit of that, and then this was Cherry Cobbler, but I've got Night of Navy this time. I was sort of working off wedding colours, and when Chris and I got married, this was the colour we had. Or rather I had, he didn't have a lot of choice, being a chap and all that. But that was the colour that I put my bridesmaids in, so. Okay, we're going to layer those up. I'm going to staple these together first, before stapling the whole lot together. So this is the open end. See, there you go. Oh, I've probably just cut. This is like 3D TV. There's the candles in there. This is very long, 12 inches. So, oh, there you go. I can tell my camera lens is 15 inches above you. Okay. for above my table. So staple that on, and then we're going to cover up the staply bit with these pretty glimmer paper pansy. And I've got my pansy punch. Oh, I had my pansy punch and I put it back. I just used it in the previous video I filmed. And then I want to, excuse me, ink up the sides. So I'm just going to squish. Actually, I discovered this after I'd used glimmer paper and left a glittery bit in the corner. If you get a little bit of ink in the lid, get your sponge and pick it up from there. You are less likely to leave glittery bits in there. And then I have got my Night of Navy blendabilities. So I've got my darkest one here. Probably should have done this first, but you know, not to worry. And there's Something Borrowed embellishments. And I'm just going to colour it in, the whole lot. Definitely should have coloured this first, but you know, I blame the fact that the cold and cough is coming and my brain is not completely intact right now. Okay, so let's just bend up the sides of these. And I'm going to use some fast fuse here. So well stuck. And this hasn't moved, and I've had that set on my desk for 4 or 5 days now. So stick it on there. A couple of mini glue dots on the back of this. Two is plenty on here. And then into the middle. Try not to touch it. There we go. Into the middle. Yes, slightly blue fingers. And there we go. And it's done. Quick and instant gift. I think it's really pretty. So you could do it in bridal colours, or you could just do it in any pretty papers and things. And I just think it's really pretty. And I know Michelle liked it because she said so. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.